Hello. I made it at 2 o'clock today. Welcome to my office. Have a seat. Happy to have you with me today. So I always, right there, is kind of do the thing that we're taught to do in pastoral care. We go through training. There's a clinical kind of training for pastoral care, and in pastoral care work, the lesson that I came away from the clinical pastoral education was that if you're gonna minister to somebody, if you're gonna make a difference, a positive difference in the life of somebody, you need to be aware of where you're at. You need to take a little inventory. You need to do a little inventory check. How am I? How am I feeling? Am I anxious about something? If I am, can I identify it? And we learned this because we were given wards or floors of hospitals that we were just assigned to, and then we were to go in and visit people. They were strangers to us, but we would go in, identify ourselves as chaplain interns, and the idea was that we were to strike up a conversation and to create an environment where caring could take place. And the caring for others, we learned, was made more efficient. It was made more accurate if we would take a moment before we engaged and do a self-inventory. How am I doing today? How am I? And it wasn't that if you were upset or if you were angry about something that you couldn't engage. No. All you had to do was to be aware of it, because then you were less likely to get their issues tangled up with your issues, and you could more easily, we would talk about tagging them as they went by and knowing that's my issue. I knew before I walked in this room I was angry, so I'm not going to let my anger join in with yours, but tell me about yours. The caring really depended upon an awareness of yourself and the ability to be self-aware and to develop a skill of self-awareness. And sometimes that isn't just something that comes to you intuitively. It's something that, I think it was Socrates who said, above all else, know yourself. And because if you know yourself, if you're aware, if you've taken the inventory of yourself and you learn to take it somewhat fearlessly, it makes you more helpful in the hospital room or in the chair in the pastor's office, because you can untangle your stuff from other people's stuff. So, full disclosure, I'm managing a certain amount of anxiety and worry. I am. I don't know how you can hear what's going on in the world and not. I don't. I'm anxious. I'm anxious for the parts of our country that I feel like they look at the big map and they think, oh, we're spared. I think it's a matter of time, and their section is going to be as red or as colored as ours. I am worried. It's not the unproductive kind of worry. It's just, it comes, I said to someone else this morning, I worry because I'm a person of compassion. I have compassion. Compassion for people that are going to work and wondering, am I going to get sick and then bring it home and my kid's sick or get my grandmother sick, or I have compassion for those people, and my heart connects to that. It's not me. I'm not on the front line. I'm here, my office. It's a sanctuary. I don't have the disease, as far as I know. I know several people that do. Some, I know, are really sick. Most of them will recover, I guess, from what they're saying. Especially if you have a certain blood type, or if you're a male, your odds are a little less. So I take that inventory when I sit down. It won't do for me to cover that up. But when I take my inventory, I also am aware that a treasure in my life is the experiences that I've had that, talked about it before, this too shall pass. We will get through this. Draw on the strength of, let's wait and collapse at the finish line. And in the meantime, let's hold each other up and move on. Get as far as we can go for what we need to do. Personally, I'm really in favor of everybody making let's make a pinky swear and stay home if you can. I know if you're a truck driver for grocery stores, or if you work stocking shelves in the grocery stores or running the cash registers, nobody wants you to stay home. Because we don't want to stay home and have no food. If you're a responder, police, fire person, nobody wants you to stay home. But listen to what they say. They say they want us to stay home. Cancel everything. Stay home. Tell your friends, family, either not only those that live here, but those that live where they think it doesn't matter. If you have family in Florida, call them up. Tell them, stay home. Stay home. Stay home. There's a parable. Jesus was trying to work with the people of his time to get them to do some things that would lead to a healthier life for them. And one of them was he was trying to get rich people to realize they had a life investment in taking care of the poor. It was a quality of life issue. It was a thing you could learn if you study history. Take care of the poor. It's to your own self-interest to take care of the poor. Take care of those that are weak and those that are disenfranchised. And Jesus had a lot of trouble getting that message across to people then and now. And he told a parable at a poor man who died, and then when he died, he went to this place where all of his needs were met, and he was living in luxury, and then the rich man died, and the rich man went to a place of torment and suffering and all kinds of things, and their lives reversed. The suffering of Lazarus was eliminated, and the luxury of the wealthy man, powerful man, was gone. And when the wealthy man arrived in this circumstance, he cried out to God and said, relieve me. Relieve me. And it's actually Abraham who's talking, and Abraham says, nobody ever listens. Nobody listens. And so the wealthy man who is in torment, he's in this place of torment. He's living the reversal. And he says, well, then at least let me send somebody back from here to warn people. Send out a warning, because if you send a warning out, then people will listen. And the voice of Abraham says in this parable of life and disasters, and says, they don't listen, and they won't listen. They won't even listen if somebody comes back from the dead and warns them about this. And we're tough. We're tough. I thank God for my wife. My wife had the ears to hear and the heart to listen, and took seriously her health and my health, and moved us as a family very early on into a position of defensiveness and separation and isolation. And, I was lagging behind. It took me a while to get caught up. And then her persistence is really what probably paved the pathway for health for me. I'm grateful for that. I hope you have somebody like that as well. Somebody who checks on you and says, are you keeping faith? Are you learning the lesson and doing what you need to do? Because I love you. I love the people of this community. I love this experience of being here as a pastor. And so um, whatever it takes for you, and then for you to say to others, come on, this is serious. This may not be about your life, but it is certainly about the quality of our life together for years to come. Uh, by God's grace, may we hear. May all of us hear. And may it not take the force of like government to come bearing down on us to make us do what is good for ourselves. So I guess Lazarus, the poor man, and Abraham, I guess that's the story that pops up to me today. I hope that we can listen. I hope that we'll hear a voice that is out there. And when time makes us think, are we crazy? Just hear the voice again and live in ways that are full of the power of life for our own protection and the protection of others. A couple of things I wanted to say. It looks like the plans are underway, and I'm excited about it for the Mountaineers, Little Mountaineers group that is going to meet sometime on Sunday. I think we have, 9, 10 kids that are going to be involved in it. It's going to be a Zoom. Iggy's going to host it, and they're excited about it. We're going to plan the curriculum, what's going to happen. Maybe we'll just do a story time or something. But how exciting is that? That we're going to have a way of connecting, and we might even connect more than once a week. Maybe a couple times a week. We'll call a meeting and get everybody together and share ideas about what's happening and how are you doing with the kids. As the week goes on and as time goes on, I'm very excited about continuing to do these kinds of things, adding new things, neighborhood groups, age groups that might call a meeting, say, hey, how you doing? I think we could have a lot of fun. I think we could, while we're taking care of ourselves. Speaking of what might be fun, I sent out an email today asking everybody who gets email to send to Laura. I gave her email address, Laura Peterson at gmail.com. Laura Blake Peterson at gmail.com. I asked you to send a picture to her. A picture, a snapshot. I'm not looking for a studio picture. I'm not looking for an old picture. If you have a camera and there's a phone, turn it around, take a picture of yourself, especially if it's something that you do a lot of during this siesta, during this break time. And send it to us. I'm not going to tell you yet what we're going to do with it, but you'll see it's going to be part of the way that we're going to build a sense of community on Easter Sunday, and to be able to look around us and to give thanks to God for who we are and for how we are. And I think you'll like it. We have something we've done with putting the pictures and still pictures in the church and stuff, but this is beyond that. This is going to be more exciting than that. And I think we'd like as many of you as can to send us a picture of you in your sheltering, and take a picture. You can take individual pictures if there's 2 or 3 of you in one place, or if there's all of you in one place and you want to send a group of all of you, send that. Just send it that email. And if you're seeing this and you're not quite sure how to get the picture to me, just email me at revlouie, R-E-V as in Victor, L-O-U-I-E, at AOL.com. Or you can call my cell and chat with me about it, 908-930-5705. And I think we're going to have some fun. I wish the animals were going to be able to be here. We had a big Easter Sunday planned again with Jack's farm and all the animals on the grass. Maybe by then it'll be warm. That, of course, is all canceled. But we don't have to cancel hope and joy. You do remember that when the Grinch stole Christmas, little Cindy Lou Who, you do remember that from the top of the far-off hill where the Grinch who had tried to destroy all the joy and happiness and hope that was in the hearts of the people, who he thought was tied up in the packages and the decorations and the trees and all the material things of life, he was the fool. They, on the other hand, discovered that Christmas happened in a song. It happened in a song that filled the valley and rose up. And I have that picture in my heart today about Palm Sunday and about Easter. We have some ideas for Maundy Thursday, for purposefully entering into God's willingness to get right down in the dirt with us and to get into the pain and into the hardship of life. God is not afraid to identify with us. And in that identification comes the companionship and the strength, which is ultimately the greatest strength in life, and that is that God is with us. God is with us. Wow, time went by really fast today, and I hope that the camera was working. Yesterday I thought the camera wasn't working for the first part, so you got a double dose. I did it was like Groundhog Day. I did 2 of them, and they never even interrupted from each other. God bless you, my friends. I'm going to take tomorrow off. I'm not going to have a Saturday afternoon update on this. I'm trying to, in all the new things I'm doing, I'm trying to give myself to some planned time to be able to look ahead and say, I don't have anything that I have to do. And I think that Saturday will really work for that. Saturday night I'll be working on the rest of the worship service, but I will see you again at these chats on Monday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Until then, I hope that God richly blesses you. It keeps your heart and your mind in strength and in hope. And let that be my prayer at the end of this time together. That whatever Grinch has stolen, whatever we normally lean on or use during holiday seasons to revive our souls, that the power of God's Spirit will move in you and move in me and help us to see what is always there with us, always. Especially I pray today, looking at my prayer wall, which is growing. Pray for you. If you've requested prayers, many of you are asking for prayers for other people. And I join you in that praying. We pray for people that we know and for people that we do not know. The army of non-military people that are fighting for you and me today, risking their lives. No greater love, Jesus said, has a human being for another person than that they would risk laying down their life, even for a friend. But how much greater that they would do it for a stranger. In this is revealed the love of God. Amen. I'll see you here on Monday. We'll tune in on Sunday morning for the education hour. I still don't have the topic solidified yet, but come on, we'll have fun. And then worship at 10:30. See you then. God bless you.